Hello there. Happy 2026. It feels like it's been a while since I've done a little face-to-face action with the camera. I am filming on a new camera setup. Very excited about a new system, but also that means like there's gonna be some tweaks as I figure things out. Like I think I need to add a microphone to this setup, so stay tuned for that. But it's a pretty big deal because I'm making my first move to a Sony camera. I've never had a Sony camera, I've only ever had Canons. And also we're going 4K, so hopefully the quality feels a little bit like a step up. This is the year we're gonna just really push ourselves with the videos to make them look a little bit more pleasing to your eyeballs. So hopefully you agree. I was like gone for about a month from Toronto, and that meant that like when I came back, there's just so much to do and there's still so much to get done. I've only been back for a few days now. I do have some packages to unopen, so I thought we'd do that together. I eventually also want to get a new lens for this camera, but I kind of want to spend a little time with my kit lens, so I actually know what I need. I should have opened this before the holidays because it is from NYX Cosmetics, Ginger Baddie Land. Clever. It is all gingerbread themed. Look at that cutie. Ooh. When I came back to the apartment, I had all my Christmas stuff up and I kind of had a little bit of a freak out about it because at that point it was already like well into January and I was over Christmas. Aside from these stars, I was able to take it down fairly quickly, so now I feel better again. Oh, this is nice. I've never tried NYX Cosmetic eyeshadows before, but this doesn't to me scream like just a holiday palette. This screams, aside from the packaging, like I can use this for a lot of different neutral looks, so quite like that. These are all eyeliner, these are gloss stains. Very cute. Thank you so much, NYX Cosmetics, and I'm so sorry I didn't I didn't open this before the holidays. I am very excited about this package right here. It is a nonfiction book called The Automatic Millionaire, Expanded and Updated, A Powerful One-Step Plan to Live and Finish Rich by David Batch. This is the same author who wrote The Latte Factor, which I feel like I talked a lot about a few years ago when I was really getting into personal financing and investing, and it was one of the first books that kind of like solidified the importance of personal investing for me and the power of it. So I'm very excited to give this a read. I really feel like 2026 is going to be the year where I really amp up the nonfiction I talked about in one of my journaling videos, or my Final Facts, or my 2025 favorites video. One of those videos I talked about how 2025 is kind of a fail in the nonfiction department. So I want to get it up and running. So I'm very excited about this. Thank you so much. I also got a starter kit from Banish. And this is a company that makes at-home micro needling kits, which is like supposedly supposed to be really helpful. Micro needling in general is supposed to be really helpful, I think, for dealing with scars. I have never tried this before. A little intimidated, so we'll see how this goes. In 2025, I feel like my skin kind of reverted back into more acne prone than it had in years. And my skin just also easily scars. So I want to start using things like experimenting with things like this, but also like just looking at my serums a little bit more to help with evening out my skin so that I don't feel like I'm using concealer to kind of even things out every day. I'd like to just have a nice perfect canvas for that. Oh yeah, Smart Sweets sent me two of their new flavors. These are sour gummy worms. The gummy worms, the regular ones, are one of my favorite things. So, ooh, that's so fun. And they sent me wild berries. I'm really curious about these ones though, so I'm gonna try it right now. Unexpectedly, I feel like all this PR hit all of my favorite categories. We had makeup, books, skincare, and treats. What more can you ask for? Oh. I really hope these are good. Ooh. Little buzz with the sourness. I still think the regular gummy worms are my favorite, but ooh. If I had to predict the theme of this vlog, it's gonna be very rooted in resetting, getting back into the swing of things with even talking to camera and vlogging and all that stuff. So prepare yourself. Oh my goodness, I can't stop eating these. It's a good thing they're only 4 grams of sugar per bag. What color was that one? That one was my favorite. I was so relieved to see Maisie survive the month-plus long absence, even though I've kept her in the fridge before. This is definitely the longest duration, but she rebounded quite quick. And as a result, I made a new sourdough loaf today. I'll have to show you vertical footage because I didn't get any footage with you, but I used crushed up dehydrated strawberries and water to paint on my loaf. And this is what it turned out, or this is like half of it. It has little hearts all over the place. I kind of was going with the idea of making like a tic-tac-toe vibe, but I didn't do any ticks or tacks. It was all hearts. There was no O's. But I'm pretty proud of it for going rogue and just trying something new. And the inside looks pretty good. It tastes delicious. So I'm gonna cut this loaf up and freeze a ton of slices so that I have fresh bread, because that is a routine that I've just really loved. I loved in 2025, but I'm bringing into 2026. And I want to get like better at my scoring and bread art designs this year. I think last year was all about kind of getting the whole sourdough process nailed down. Now I want to have fun. I want to be playful with my food because why not? But I'm still not adjusted to this new camera setup. It is very strange working with a new camera, but I'm also excited. Okay, so we need to talk about my fridge. Probably the worst it's been in a while. I mean, like from the looks of it, it doesn't look bad, but there's a lot of expired stuff in here that I need to get rid of. I think the fridge too should be a spot that invites you to cook in or to cook with the things within it. And when I open it and see a lot of stuff cluttering it up that isn't usable, it turns me right off from cooking. That's just not the energy I want for the start of a new year. So I'm gonna address it today because I don't find it inspiring to see expired cheese that I should have used that expired. Oh, this one's fine. Why did I think this one was bad? Oh, I remember now. It was the ricotta. Yeah, this one expired December 12th. I was gonna make a lasagna with it. I was gonna meal prep it with it because I found it on sale. I was so excited, and it must have been on sale because it was gonna expire shortly. And I didn't do anything with it before going home for the holidays. So I hate that. I hate that this went to waste. I should have like froze it before I went home for the holidays. I don't know what I was thinking. I hate throwing out food. It feels very shameful. I feel just in my shame. Food should be enjoyed. Thing with this oat creamer is I know I opened it before the holidays. So who knows what's living inside that. Cool. This area right here is just like, what's happening? Not impressed. And this is the after. I'm not proud of this because it means there was a lot of stuff that I had to get rid of, even like drinks that I didn't realize had expired. So now everything in here is good to go. And I just need to give everything like a good wipe because the shelves are looking a little wonky. Just heading into my bag here to grab my hand moisturizer because after all that stuff in the kitchen and so much hand washing, I feel like my hands really suffer, particularly in the winter. I've been using this one by Philosophy. It's called In Good Hands. I've really been enjoying it. I've only been using it for a few weeks. I know they have a scented version, but I opted to get the unscented because I just feel like in the winter, there are a lot of creams and stuff that you're using. And if everything has a unique scent, then it gets overpowering. So not that I like avoid scents galore, but I try and like find a good mix or balance there. I love the medicinal like tube. I'm gonna have to get one of those product squeezers though, because I can already tell there's some product here that needs to just be pushed down. As I use it, I'll wanna really make sure I get the most out of it. I try and keep the hand cream in my bag, but speaking of the bag, I also have added my little bag charm. This is by Baze. I actually talked about it in my holiday gift guide video. I just wanted to show you that inside, what I've been using it for is holding my wired headphones in the big pouch on this compartment. And on the other compartment, I haven't filled these ones in. I think I'm gonna add like Advil or Tylenol, something like emergency medication in these compartments because they're not too big, but I have a nail clipper in here because I hate when you are in stores and trying on clothes or doing anything out and about really, and you nick your nail and like it splits. Oh, it sends shivers down my body and not in a good way at all. So I'm like, okay, having some nail clippers on me at all times seems to be the way to avoid any like hangnails or like grasping on threads. Ugh, even as I say it, it just bothers me. What I've been doing instead of having it outside the bag though, is I have it on the loop so that it hangs inside the bag. Because as cute as this one is, feels more like travel-y, like something that'd be cute on a carry-on as far as like exposure. But I do like the functionality of this bag charm. So I think just having this at the top so that my headphones are always easy to find is great, but then it just tucks in there and I still get my regular bag moment. Also taking out my e-reader. I'm reading Callie Hart's Brimstone. This is the second book to Quicksilver. Started it last night, so I'm on chapter 2. I don't know why the cover isn't formatted properly to this one. I do need to do something on the cover though, because it's looking a little blank. Not one of my favorite designs I've ever done, but it's gonna get the job done for a 5-minute little creative pause in my workday. One of the things I'm always talking about when it comes to doing creative things is that it's more about the cliche. It's more about the journey than the end result. It's more about taking the time to actually do it and just like do something off my phone, not doom scroll, be a little playful, even in like this small way in a small dosage of time, because like that is very, I think, healing and it feels good for the soul, all that jazz. It doesn't necessarily matter if the result was like the best creme de la creme design I've ever done, but it'll do. It's better than the holiday one that was on it before, because it's not the holidays, although I really like that design. I don't know if I actually ended up showing you guys this yet, but I ended up making my first crochet scarf. And it is, in fact, ooh, a wiener dog. What? How funny is this? It's so cute. It took me forever to do this thing. I think I started it last year around this time and I didn't make it in time for the end of winter, so I put it on pause. And then the end of 2025, I really just like finished her up. And I'm very excited because like, yeah, this is my first time that I ever made something that I can wear. It's not perfect, like very much so not perfect, because you can see I missed a stitch and then I had to go back and fix things. So it has definitely this beautiful handmade quality to it. But I'm really inspired by the fact that I just made something that I could actually wear. I love patterns that are playful like this, because if you're gonna crochet, if you're gonna make something handmade, why not make something that you don't see every day, you know? And this is fun. I like this. It's so cold outside in Toronto that I think it's gonna be perfect for keeping me warm. I feel like I gotta name this little guy though. What do I name him? I don't know. This is the kind of stuff though that I live for. This is what it means to be human, is to have fun, okay? We're not just crocheting, we're having fun while crocheting. We're crocheting sausage dog scarves and e-reader decor from random scraps of paper. This is the stuff. I'd love to know in the comment section down below what kinds of videos you do want to see this year. I'm sure you're getting bombarded with that question from all your creators, but truly it does help to know what you're interested in. I know planner videos are always of interest, but outside of that, on this channel, what do you love to hear me talk about? I love talking about like books and bringing you along with me as I'm like doing organization stuff around the apartment, but you know, if there's specific like types of topics or things you'd want to see if I do vlog, like I'm still trying to find what my balance is between vlogging and more like sit down planned out videos. I don't typically like to be one or the other. I like to have like a mix of both types of content. But if you want to see more or less of one type, like also curious to know whatever you've got for me would be much appreciated. Like I'll go through and see what you guys have got to say, and hopefully I can implement some of that. I'll see you guys soon with a new one. Till then, bye.